me feelings I don't understand. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. Combing your hair with your hand gives me feelings I don't understand. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it just does too. You do this thing when I'm talking to you, like everything freezes and it just does too. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you. Give it to me like. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. Or without you. Driving me crazy just looking at it. Driving me crazy just looking at it. You do this thing when you're biting your lip. It's driving me crazy just looking at it. You know me better than I know myself. I don't wanna live in a world without you.
Hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. So, jumping into doing some stuff in Blender, but it's related to Girls Frontline too, because the official website actually had all these models posted. So, yeah, why not? Kick on some musics and make sure everything seems fine with that. Good. One of these days I'll freaking get to stream and not be tired as hells. Everything, hello, potato. Boop. There we go. Hit you with the shout out. And sorry if you hear my cat in the background. She's having one of her nights. Alright. Yeah, no problem. So, as I said at the very start here, checking out some of these models that they put out, just see like how the weight painting's done, all the other shits. One of mine is pregnant. Yeah, that is something to keep tabs on. I love everything. So, for those that are coming here, wanting to learn about how to do this shits, if you download the zip files from their website, there'll be just PMX, .pmx file types in there, which is part of the Miku Miku Dance program, I guess. I've never actually used it myself, so I just know from searching around, figuring out how the hell to actually look at them. That's what it's from. So what you have to do is you have to go into your preferences, get extensions, and just type in MMD, and there will be MMD tools that you should be able to download and set that up. Is it enabled? Yep, gotta make sure it's enabled in the actual add-ons thing afterwards, and save your settings, and boop, you can come in here, import, you go down here where it says Miku Miku Dance Model, PMD, PMX, which is PMX file type that they have all these in. And I had already looked at the ones for Center EC. And I don't mess with any settings on the side, I just pull it on up. And voila, you can actually look at the model in Blender itself. A lot of interesting things here. I don't know why it keeps doing that, where different angles it starts getting that oddness to it. Like right here too. Might be camera depth. No, still seeing it from there. But wow, when I first looked at this and I saw all this shit in the armature, it was like, I didn't think they added that many bones to just a skirt. But quite literally everything is rigged. The bow on the back has bones. They're all parented to what looks to be the hip bone here. Also, all the namings in Japanese from what I've seen so far. But doesn't matter what language it's in, it's going to be the same thing. Interesting, it looks like there's two root bones there. This looks like an IK bone. Yep, IK. And another IK for the heel. There are a crap ton of bones on the skirt area. Sort of messy for looking at, but eh. What are these? Skirt 7.2. Yeah, it is part of that. This all definitely takes a shitload of time. Let's see your IK bone here. No, just at the ends. I could see those being like controllers. Then you got plenty in the hair. Seems like every bit of hair has the stuff. And finding out this right here is just a texture. It's not actually a fully done braid. So just looking at the hair sort of shows you can do a lot with your texturing alone. Get out of that, go back to object mode. Where are viewport display? Oh, still had the wrong viewport display thing. So if we take that out in front, it's got shapes. We always pop into pose mode. No, that's not doing anything there. Thought that would be an IK, but I guess not. Is there an IK on the hands itself? Alright, so we got one for the wrist specifically. That's probably a twist bone. Because if you hit G, it's just only going to do a rotate. It's not going to move it around. So you can move it like that. Interesting to look at these things. There's the IK movement right there. Little peculiar. That's interesting. So I got that. What about this one? This one's IK as well. That's just for control. IK for the foot. Doesn't even go inside the shoe. There's another IK? No, that's extra one for the toe. That's good setup for the IK there. Alright, so if this had cloth physics to it and there's colliders set up on the body, or also at least collision set to the body mesh, that'd cause the skirt to move. But it still looked like this until you actually like put in shape key, well not shape keys, but keyframe, like from standing to putting the leg up at like a different angle, and it had to be further along in the line here, and put a keyframe in there, and then it would take a bit for your computer to process it, but once it got processed and everything, it should still move the leg and then cause the skirt to move. But since all this stuff is rigged, I wonder if it works sort of like spring bones or something. At least that's what I would think it'd be like. Again, I'm not too sure on the Miku stuffs. But also, sort of interesting to see that this is in a more like an A pose than a T pose. Moving back out of that, going to weight paint. You see they put in a lot of time with this stuff. One thing I found interesting with this, if you check there, you get only a part of it right there, paint the head, but then you check this other one, it's got the other part. Same for down here. But then like the hands are just as you'd expect with weight painting. Nothing on the actual thigh bone. But this one is, I'm wondering what the hell it does to, like, the in-betweens, though. Just something with the vertex groups? Maybe. And these models definitely have a full range of movement to them, considering the actions that they do on, sorry, in the game. But you also see the same, like, sort of thing with, like, the arms with this part, like this buckle. It's like every other one is where there's enough weight painting that it's in there. I'm just wondering if the extra bones are just to make it for more flexibility, so it's maybe not as rigid looking. But the hair has the same gig too. Sort of need to look these things over and see how it's all done. Right here. And torso actually does the whole torso as you'd expect it to. And of course, the booba bones do the booba. They gotta be like spring bones or something like that for these in-betweens. I'm not sure how the spring bones work. I know of them, but I've never actually like tinkered with them. At least in Blender stuff. Unity, I've only set them up for like my hair on my model. I haven't really used them for much else. What is this? Yeah, that's pretty solid weight paint for that part. Might have to like look in to see what the hell like all the stuff is with the Miku Miku dance stuffs. Now this seems like the root bone on the way down here. But yeah, this is like the crazy part here. Or this would be something that'd fucking drive me insane doing. It's coming in, having to select all these bones and just doing a little bloop right here there to actually get the bit that it's supposed to get. And it doesn't help that like there's this extra mesh on top too. And of course we got the oi balls. I'm sort of surprised that those bones are as large as they are. right next to the head bone, and covers the entire head up to the start of the hairs. That buckle sort of thing actually has its own bone as well. Neat. Go back to object mode here. Join left. So this is where we get into the other things, other part of this stuff with the MMD stuff that I had never known about because I never bothered with MMD stuff. Right here, that's a node group right there, and that's a node group. That's not just a normal shader that you can come in your textures and just put in like shader here, blah. I wonder if add cap vectors. Interesting. But going here, got 22. No, not 22. It's texture coordinates, vector transform, normals. Based off mapping, goes to UV tune, well, tune UV and sphere UV. UV map for the subtexture map, and then base UV. Then over here is where it gets a little bit, it'd probably get really confusing for some people just looking at this stuff. Basically, all the stuff that's on this out here is what on the group input here. And that's why it's got the same things like ambient color and That all is what all this stuff is. So let's see, the alpha and the base alpha go into a multiplier that then takes the tune alpha and multiplies, and then takes the sphere alpha and multiplies, then leads up to this minimum for a min max, and that goes into the factor for this shader. Then you've got all this clusterfuck over here for ambient color, links up to color 1, color 2. A bunch of these are adds, multiplies, multiply, add, mix. Then it feeds into a transparent BSDF, or also diffuse BSDF. Oh, I missed this divide coming all the way from reflect and specular color going right into the glossy. And those go into a mix shader, then that mix shader leads into another mix shader, and that leads into output of shader and this mix color for sphere mul add. Then the alpha comes from min with a max number backface. Oh, that's so they do the backface calling that way. Okay. Well, that would help with figuring out the damn way to do that. Okay. Interesting. So that's the shaders there. That's just for the face. See a bunch of stuff on here. This is obviously done with the eyes closed on the model, so got the eyelids there, the ears. That's just drawn on. Let's see, this is probably tongue or mouth bag. Hey, Nautical. Welcome, welcome. Boop. caught me looking over one of the models for Girls Frontline 2. They put up a page on the official website that you can pretty much download every single model that is currently a character you can get in Girls Frontline 2 for the global version, at least. I'm doing alright. A little bit tired, but that's the norm. Just looking at the different stuff, like this is the texture map for the face. You got the eyelashes, eyebrows, ears, mouth, the lips right there, a little bit there for the chin. These are definitely the teeth. That's what I usually see them set up as. These are probably inside the eye socket. And no problem at all. There's one thing. If we pop over to this view, you can see right here, there's the eye and the pupils back slightly. Sort of hard to tell because of all the bones and stuff. I want to check inside the head here too. Yeah, that's what I thought. Squeaky toy! Here's one thing. If we pop this over to shaded, this is one thing that I never thought to do before for different emotions. So if we look at out here, never noticed it was like that. Is that just... no, that's just the lighting. But actually, I will pop out of this for a second here. Go to layout. Hide the bones some. If we come in here, we got all the shape keys here. Do the eyebrow wiggle. Yeah. But where was it? I was going through these before, and got different. Might as well take this to the front view. These are the basic shape keys that a lot of, well, any model that you actually see the mouth moving and stuff, you have these shape keys to it. Or you need pretty much A, E, I, O, U, and then you can do other ones. There's like, if I remember right, some of the more advanced shape keys setups have like 52 different ones that you can do. But like the blush right here. Well, that's not the blush. That's that. You got the tears. And these are literally just coming out. They're a plane that's coming out from inside her head. I never thought of like doing something like that before for this stuff so much. The blush, like if we move it back a little bit, come on, just a little. You can see it's just coming through the face. Yes, I am the nerd, and I love you too, Mom. The Sissy Man. Hope you're doing well. But you can. I've seen it with my eyes. But yeah, Nautico, I could see Wawu and almost any other gacha, basically doing the same sort of thing for the characters. Ooh. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. No anymore doesn't mean you can't possibly come back to the madness. Ah, this little sweat drop, okay. Very hard to notice some of these. Anki. This one, like, got me. Looks weird like this, but then you like think there's lighting and other stuff, but all that, I think it's, yeah, at probably 0.999 is where it actually activates for like a scene in game. But it's just a plane that comes out from the head. If we'll just select that all, just make it easier to see. But if we go like this, you can see it coming back past the eyes. Ah, alright. Seeing it from this angle gives more information too. So you don't have to worry about the shit clipping. The eye socket actually isn't attached. Same for the eyebrows. It goes back and then basically just works its way back out. You see it come past the iris and, well, the whole eye, and boop, right out. It's very interesting to see. But yeah, whenever I was looking at this stuff earlier, like, these are, oop, didn't mean to do that. Oh, I probably don't want to. Ah, that's right, because I'm actually on this shape key. So if anybody's ever messing around with doing shape keys and then they go do something else and you hit tab and you see it's going back to the shape key that you're working on, that's because it's the edit mode for that shape key. You can see how it's doing the pinching of like how it does it one in the value. It's basically hitting tab takes it to, well, going into edit mode is like taking it to the one value, so you know exactly where it's at. And then wherever it's triggered in game, it's probably just at 0.999. What else we got here? Another one. That's the squinty eyes. Oh, I never thought about doing that. Separating the eye socket. Because for a lot of Animu models, the iris will be a single thing by itself, with these things that are over top of it being sort of like free-floating things. You barely see it from this angle. Let's see, it's like just barely over the front of it. Then the nose, I'm not sure why the hell it does that. So I'm guessing this might be just a single. Yeah, there's still verts there. Probably just a single piece right here that's. Is it by itself? Yeah, it looks like it's by itself, so it's right on, sitting right on the front of the face. If you hit L linked, yeah, this individual piece right here. What's this one? And that one's just a sleepy. Paradise. I used to think this was cute, but then I ended up seeing too many particular streamers in the just chatting section that have the heart-shaped irises, well, pupils, and it's like, I'll just avoid that. That, but it's sort of funny. You see how that plane is replaced with that. Also, looks like gradients or some grainy shiz right there over top of the eye. So maybe this is a single thing by itself. Nope, it's the full thing. Oh no, that's because the heart's out there. Heart's by itself. Ah, the eye shadow. Sparkly eye. Motionless. Is this the other eye then? Yep. Interesting how it gets rid of this on both sides. And bigger eyes. Singular eye, big. Not sure what the hell this is. Is there something bigger that changes? I wish I knew more Japanese. So there's all that. We probably started at the AEIOU. It's like kissy face. Smile. Boru? Yes. Bleh. Peru. Bleh. Bleh. That just amused me to no end. Thanks for the hydrate. It's the Grando. Thank you, Grando. The Peru. Peru. How you doing, Grando? Still pinned down by a drooling cat. Yes, I did wait until Alma raided out to actually start up. Because I'm evil like that. Boop 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 boop. I dare because I'm a trifling hoe like that. Hello, Canoe. Bleh. 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 Don't know why that makes me so happy. Pouty face. Winky eye. Is that really? Okay, so that's just a blank. Couple different ways to do the blank. And there's like a happy eye close, yeah. Yeah, well, that's their official models. There's like, I'm pretty happy with most stuff I do, but I do not do it to this level. So many bones. And I've never messed with the Miku Miku dance stuff before, seriously, so I don't understand how some of these are even weight painted. But the mesh moves perfectly fine when it comes down to like using the IKs down here for moving the feet. The hand, I thought this was an IK right here, but it doesn't move it. Whereas the rest of the bones do function as you would expect them to. That is a lot of bones. And then like with how these are weight painted, it will take the front bangs here. Like you've got this one's not really painted to anything, but then this one is. No, vice versa. This one's not really painted, this one is. This one's not really painted, this one is. It's sort of like a hopscotch, and I'm not sure why it's like that. Like I said, this is a Miku Miku model. Well, Miku Miku Dance PMX file. I'm just like looking at some of the stuff that they have. A crap ton of shape keys. Do the eyebrow wiggle since you missed that in the beginning. But then there's the texturing, which this is just a face. Then if we like go through, there's the teeth, tongue, mouth, eyelids, eyelashes, eyebrows. The eyes themselves are done like this for the iris and pupil. With the, looks like the shadows sort of like painted on there. I'm not sure what the hell these are other than sphere textures. I don't see anything here other than a blank PNG essentially to me. I really fucking hate whenever my middle mouse button starts acting weird. Eyelid, eye plus. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Eye plus has like the extra stuff to it. I'm 100% sure on this part. This might be the bit of transparency that's around it. Oh, that might be this part right down here actually. It's very hard to see, but it's like a bit of a smear in there. And these are like the little glints that are in there. And then this is the full body skin right here. Gloves. emblem. This looks like the pouches. Sleeves. Where skin is actually showing. Bloomers. Bloomers? No, I can't remember. The undies. Buttons. Nah, I never really noticed this before. That's nice. Yeah, this. Hello, Kaz. Welcome, Raiders. My name's Magali, and you call me Mags. I do stuff in Blender, as you can see. I also play video games. I am old. Welcome. Yeah, so many people to shout out now. Hello to the zombies, to Yara, to Bacon, to Bab. Yeah. Let's catch up here. Oh, Akira, I see you too. So we got Bombine, we got that, the Mags. A lot of shoutouts, yeah. Move my list up there so I can actually see everything. Yeah. Oh, the shoutouts. So everything go with stream, guys. Have a nice happy time with all the tacos. Punching the zombies. But yeah, it caught me in the middle. Gonna smack everything with a sledgehammer. Yeah. Peak music or peak something else. Caught me in the middle of looking at a Centaurisi, or at least this model. There's a lot of stuff in there. At least one or two of the official models. I find it very informative because this is a PMX file, which is if I come over here, it is a Miku Miku dance model, which is PMD or PMX. So you have to actually go into your preferences, and it doesn't show up on stream because I'm not capturing just my monitor. But whenever you go into your preferences, you got to download the extension, which there is an up-to-date, well, it seems to be being kept up to date anyway, or it still works in 4.4.3. Add-on that you can just get extension and then search for MMD and download MMD tools and able to open these files then. But a lot of interesting stuff. It's like the Miku Miku Dance stuff has two of its own shaders instead of just the basic whenever you first make a material, this is what you start off with, the principal BSDF, as you should know. And I literally downloaded all the damn models just because I wanted to see like what they're all like. But just we'll go back to that. This is all of it. Like, I haven't done the tries to quads, but tries, we're looking at about 42,000 tries. My model that you guys see on screen, I think, is like half of that because I try to push it down as low as possible. But let's see here, we could try where was it? Mesh. I also feel like wasting a lot of time finding. Tries to face. Do tries to quads, and it seems pretty clean. Here's one thing I just love whenever I see some idiot on Twitter or something is like, oh, you're not supposed to have tries in your models. Professional games don't use tries. Like, tries can be in there, just have to put them at if it has to be there. Like, you can't figure a way to get rid of them. As long as it's like a flat surface, for the most part, it's not going to matter. It's not going to show. Basically, people that are crying that are just elitist assholes that haven't actually worked in a game, I believe. There's a few here. Just looking. We got 2, 3 right in that area right there. And then this would be a pole. Anything that has more than just 4 lines connecting to it. But that's after Blender's tries to quad, because it attempts to do it where it breaks all the tries back down to quads, which is what you'd want more so whenever you're doing in Blender stuff. And it still looks pretty nice with it, but there's some things like, we'll go back to face select. Oh, the buckles are by themselves, okay. Same for these pieces here. I thought they'd actually be separate. This is a lot more broken down than I thought it was. Then there's more inside. Well, just look at this. So here we got pretty much a detail in the game. You got the magazines in there. And this isn't going to be like in the person's face constantly, but this whole bottom edge is basically just tries. So it could probably be changed to quads with a little bit of work. Let's see, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like this. It's connected, so why is it? This isn't. Okay. Let's see right through it, so either didn't select something with that. Well, that's some Tracy. Oh. Let's clear that out. Screw it. We'll just go with new scene then. Boop, get rid of that. Import, boop. Anyone you're interested in checking out, Bacon? Also, I saw that we got up to the, what is it, I think second platoon thing today for Gunsmoke. Mosin? Actually, Mosin only had one model on that page. That's sort of sad to see that. It's like not even like a teaser that there'll be more. Fire team kind of flopped today. My fire team's slowly getting there. I hit 47. I got most of them. Well, no, all of them are up to 47 for level, but I still need to get their weapons caught up, and then I need to get their whatchamacallits unlocked. Not the fortifications. Brain farting on that right now. It's the thing where you get the keys from. What the hell was it? Oh yeah, Kaz, I forgot to ask. Are you playing Dead Island with somebody else, or are you just playing a solo play? I've come in, I've lurked. I think I've like hit you with redeems here or there, but usually I'm in the middle working. But yeah, I'm still working on getting them all up, and of course I still can't do the actual boss fight for contributing more to the platoon until I hit 60, but seeing her, there it is, and look at that poly count. She's got less of a poly count compared to Centerisi. Centerisi was like close to 42,000. Her tries are, Mosin's tries are close to 36. I don't know. That's what they decided to do, I guess. But yeah, it's interesting how I like to see these. Of course I gotta come in here, check out the shape keys. Where was it? This 222. What's this? Ha! She's so happy. Running is easy. Yes, Suomi is definitely a strong unit to have, but my current fire team that I'm trying to build up is just going to be, for now, it's Centaurisi, Vector, Sharkery, and Quinjung, QJ, whatever the hell you want to call her. And then if it's more, Groza, and what was the other one? I actually have a list written down for like who I want to work on for fire team. Groza, and if I can get my hands on Macchiato. And hey, Scotty. Well, I got Yuhi. That's how I'm making a physical team. I'm not sure which boss fights that'd be good for. I know it'd be good for some boss fight, but I'm not sure which ones. That, and then Yuhi's stuff seems to proc, well, mainly depend upon the team just using physical. Is like, with Yuhi and Groza, those are 2 physicals. I think another physical is Lotra or Lotera or whatever the hell her name is, the machine gun user. What is that game? Alright, so me for ice. Okay, alright. Yeah, with the current setup that I have, just I was able to do like level 50 stuff with just my fire team, even though they're only 47 and their weapons are a bit underleveled, and I've got shit attachments on them. But the ones, some of the things that, like, if I could get your Suomi in the match, then I can do like up to 55, and just the sort of constant DPS from assists due to Vector priming stuff, and then QJ and what's their name? QJ and Sharkery. But from what I could see from watching like a little summary on how to play Yuhi, it's like a lot of spamming those dances. I would probably go fucking crazy hearing the ditties like constantly. I know you can shorten the animations and stuff in the options, but at the same time it's like, Other than that, also getting the right weapons on them is another thing. Getting the right attachments, of course, is an RNG hell. Ah, there's the one, I think. There you go. Give you a little blip. 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 It's this one. Oh my god. She actually has a few shape keys that that aren't on that weren't on Centaurisi's. There's the happy. She's so happy. So many shape keys. This would take a while for me to just get used to doing. But yeah, when I found this is on Centaurisi as well. When I first found this on Centaurisi, I was like, this just makes me so happy for some reason. The basic AEIOU. White eyes. We got the whole thing from where they go, like, out of it. That just looks odd. Like a cat. His eyes go like that and just pounces at you. First thing that comes to mind whenever I see this on either of these models is that Tina anime thingy. Some of these I'm not even sure. I'm not super sure what the hell they even do. Blushy. Cry. Alright, no, that one, that was sort of weird. Sweat. Angie. That, and that's what the shape keys are like really helpful for, combining things, get different emotes and other things like that out of it. I don't remember which one's that one. There we go. There's that. Got the whole setup here. See how everything's triangulated. Okay, I thought that was a quad for a second there, even though it says triangulated, but you could tell, like right here, if this were to be converted to quads, this area would probably have some tries in it. Just the way that looks. Yeah, sadly. Fucking Microsoft and its weird stuff. Go back to basis, so whenever I tab over, it doesn't change this. But one thing that I still really need to work on getting better at is the shading stuff. Because this, yeah, the face looks about the same. Yeah, it looks about the same setup. Eyebrows, eyelashes, teeth, eye sockets, tongue. Well, that's probably the tongue right there, the mouth bag. The eye itself. So I'm not really a super artistic person, but I could probably eventually get used to how like this idea is done if I saw like a good enough tutorial to follow along with and make my own, and probably repeat it a few times, just sort of how I handle learning things. I've got to do things over and over again until like I finally feel like, okay, I'm good at doing this now, and I don't need to keep watching a tutorial to remember how to do everything. Actual full skin. This like where things just go like for my brain when it comes down to texturing something. That's the entire body's skin right there. But I know that they do it like this because let me actually just look at the file size for this. This is probably like a very small file size. Where? Some Mosin textures. That's the one I'm looking at. 3.48 megabytes. That's that. Then there's the hair. The hair is another. Oh, that's the coat. Okay. Socks. The socks literally have one for themselves. No, socks are okay down here. Eyeshadow. Here's the hair one. This will take me some getting used to doing, but I've got an idea of how to do this. I'd mainly have to thank Grant Abbott for that, since whenever I was following his tutorials, a lot of his stuff is hand painted. For my model that's on screen, I used a lot of procedural materials. I like to use procedural for my stuff. Fur. Is that the... Oh yeah, the fur on the hat. Get more space to look at stuff. But it's like this hairband, very, very basic, but it works. That's like one of those things that you look at it and you want to make it look nice whenever you're working on the model and stuff, but we're literally watching the girls from like this far away on the screen a lot of time, so you're not gonna see a little tiny ass band. You just know that she's got her hair pulled together somehow. So that's neat. But this is one thing that... What the fuck happened there? Something went goofy with that. What the hell? Because I unhid stuff. That's why. I'm not even sure what the hell all this stuff is around it. Her coat is fully rigged. Oh, parented to this bone down here, looks like. No snowboarder gear yet? Yeah, there's only one Mosin's model that was put out. You look through here real fast and see like what other ones are there that I don't recognize seeing. Sparks on the circuit for Cheetah. I think that one's like the racing swimsuit themed one. The dorm. Yeah, that's true. And I saw something like, looked like you could run around as the commander in a third person view sort of thing. I don't know if that's just some fan thing that somebody did or what, but I don't know what's all there. I'm just not super excited to fucking see a lot of the Florence stuff. Not really vibing with that character. Let's see, I got 2 for Cheetah, got 1, 2, 3 for Kolfney, 2 for Diane. I don't know who that is. Who's this model? Handgun buffer. Well, yeah, she uses dual pistols, right? All I've seen is this stupid fucking people gooning out about the pole dancing thing. Welcome to the stream, New Light. Type 95, okay. Neural Cloud as well. Is the way she is. What's Neural Cloud? That another like a side story? Because I know the girls frontline like story is just. I've seen a meme format of how the story is, but just looking at it, it's sort of just. Whoop. All right, yeah, she does dual wield. Okay. She's an interesting one. Why does it keep doing that? Her Dr. AI came out a little. It's a prequel. Okay. Go back to looking through what other ones there are. Import, not export. So there's 2 for that one. There's 2 for Dashevnia. Battle of Dawn. Defaults. Sangria Succulent. Training outfit. Klukai has 2, 3, 4. Crow looks good. 1, 2, 3. Sania is another one that's only got 1. Latara's only got 1. Borderlands by going through all the games. Good luck, Joe. Dush Evnia. Okay. TPS in 3. Pre-sequel in 3, yeah. I didn't care too much for 3. The pre-sequel is okay. 2 probably still holds more of a place in my heart thanks to Mr. Torg. So I think she's one of the ones I wanted to have on my physical team. Yeah, it's her. I think it's something messing up with the back face calling in my viewport here. Let's... Yeah, there's the handsome Jack. Now that I know it's here, I am obligated to go in and hey. And blip. I don't know. She's definitely a favorite of mine. Very oddball character. That, and who doesn't enjoy dropping random shit on the enemy? Yep, just as expected. Teeth, tongue, eyes. Looks like this is mainly just a backpack area. No, that might just be the backpack. Yeah. Yeah, I like Groza, I like Latara. Actually, I think Groza's one of dolls that I do have more fortifications on. I know Nemesis is maxed out, Cheetah's maxed out, and I think one other, but I can't think of who it is at the moment. Oh, what's up? One thing I want to ask was Papa Shaw. I know in the Platoon store you can get, what is it, like 3 or 5 of her memory fragments things per week or whatever. If you get 30 of them, do you unlock her, or do you have to get her in a roll? That's one thing I've been wondering about. That's one thing I wanted to check out. I want to look more at this backpack since it's got like a lot of hard surface to it, and that's what I like to do the most in Blender. I'm wondering, it's looking like the back face calling's messing up in Blender here for me. It's interesting to see that they bothered to texture the bottom of that too. And part of the shop. A minute since I got her. She's not a gotcha, okay. Stream on Twitch and YouTube, I've got a person named EXP New Light in the YouTube's chat explaining stuff as well. It's like, I think the only missions I haven't done yet for campaign is hard 7, chapter 7 and 8. I think those are only 2 that I still have to finish. But other than that, it's like I can't think of any other missions that I still have to get, other than maybe the other things, like things where like you've got the PvP thing, the 2 types of PvP things, the boss fight thing, the peak stuff, peak threat level, I think is what it's called. So obviously the things that probably I wouldn't be able to do with level 47 characters, I still have to finish up. The tornado, it was the first event. She flops around everywhere. Oh, really? Okay. But yeah, like this texture right here, just it looks pretty simple. But again, like it says, like whenever we're looking at them, it's usually this far away. There is the dorms, like you said, Bacon. Alright, so the platoon update, and that's what I remember getting here for missions. Okay, alright. So I tried looking it up, but can you 30th thing you unlock her? Alright. But I couldn't find a precise answer on like a wiki or anything. Just you magically get her somehow. Boss fight. Okay, alright. So friends gotcha. Boss fights. Yeah, I knew about Sabrina from Boss Fight 1 because I've seen her, but I like to buy the rolls that come up once a week, as well as what the hell else is in the store there? I can't remember if it's a core or else if it's the targeted things for your attachments. It's one of those 2 things I always spend my vouchers on from boss fights. But I know I'm like 30 rolls maybe away from definitely getting Sabrina on the standard banner. And I've been rolling here or there on the current banners to try to get Yuhi's weapon, because that just seems too good to pass up since I have Yuhi now. So also with the new voyage going on, that's another thing to watch out for. Basic cores every week. Yep, okay, boss fight, and then once a month the access codes and Sabrina. Okay. Attachments. Yeah, I don't buy the attachments too much since I know I can sort of grind those from targeted. I'm just trying to remember all this shit without opening the game itself. But what was it? With the event that's going on right now, the Silvered Winter, though, since that doesn't come back, I've been just slowly buying out all the things that are limited, and then I guess any excess that I have is going to go towards getting the weapon level up stuff and the doll level up stuff. That I try to make sure to always be running the little mission thingies that you can do from not dormitory, but wherever you click on public area, it's the one right below dormitory. Not expeditions, it's something else. But I try to always have those sent out. The other thing that appears in the event tab that like you run around and you can assassinate characters, all the baddies on the map and stuff without triggering actual combat if you're actually careful with stuff. Along with the bounties on that, I do that all the time too. We got ads starting here in a second or two. And I think after ads are done, I'll probably find somebody who raids here. But yeah, all these are pretty damn neat to see. Especially just checking out the topology, essentially. Like even the glasses are fully modeled. She's got a little bit more poly count to her over I forgot that I was still on the blip. Yeah, slightly more of a poly count than Centerisi. See, I would expect this to definitely all be quads whenever, if it was converted over to quads, the piece of paper, and it's too simple a thing to actually end up getting it. You can get everything with a few days to spare. Okay, alright. Yeah, I've been grinding the hell out of that event. I started playing Girls Frontline about 3 weeks ago now. So the Vector event was already going on by the time I started, and I got lucky and actually got her from the rules. Actually, I think one of my VODs shows getting her. But after I got her, essentially it's like, okay, I guess I'll make a fire team. Yeah, Vivi is a good one. And then I did the story for that event, the Escape from Cyborg, and it's like, god damn it, there's like all these characters here that I wish I had a chance to actually get. Ran to a few Klukais, and the PvP stuff. It was like, yeah, I sort of really wish I got this character. Definitely a good corrosive team from what I've seen she's been put into. Let's get out of edit mode there and check out the white painting. Boop. Look at all that. Can you imagine how freaking time consuming this would be? Made them so much money. Yeah, seeing what the hell she does with that motorcycle. Can't even see it because it's stuck behind her front pack. But this would be so time consuming. Going in and just making sure to only get those verts painted. And you could do not there. You do just this so it doesn't go through all the way, but sometimes it likes to break. Hey Annie. Alright, I'm not really doing art. I'm more so like doing a study, I guess you could say, of the models from the Girls Frontline 2 game. And 4 battles, I don't know. Yeah, the first game alive. Just here. Basically I'm just looking at the model and seeing like how like this bone is attached to this part of the model. And you like see other things like how this has control over how this single bone does all that for the leg. But the problem is I haven't messed with Miku Miku dance stuff before, so a lot of this is stuff I don't know why it's weight painted the way it is. Like normally on a model that I would do, the shoulder wouldn't be the only thing that's painted for this bone. But then there's this other bone down here that only has the elbow area. So I'm like wondering how this works with the Miku Miku stuff, but like this also gives you like an idea of different ways that you can weight paint stuff. It's like I'm guessing with this many bones in the hair, the ones that aren't painted sort of adds more flexibility to it, maybe. Miku Miku, it's one of those anime character things that got really popular, and I don't know the whole story behind it. Bunch of nerd stuff. MMD, yeah. These are all MMD models put out by... you can download all these from the official page for the game. It's like it's got all of them. I don't think there's some that like aren't on global yet. Just trying to look, because they posted about it on Twitter, well X, whatever you want to call it, last week. Maki's in there, Mosen, Nemesis, Papa Shaw, Jung, Sabrina, Sharkery, Somi, Ored, Vector, and it's also got like the Molotov bunny skin in here for VB, and hides her Molotov's one. That's such a long name for an outfit. Yep. Vapley, Yohi. What's this one? Oh. But yeah, I think this is all just global. I'm not opening the Miracle Sweetheart one on stream. Like, dear God, I always have like a mini heart attack just going into the store on the stream. But yeah, it's like it's got Yuhi in there, so has to. I'm guessing it only has to be the other stuff. What the hell is that? Pistol. On that AR user has just a pistol there. Does she use that for one of her skills? What's wrong? You know what the hell's wrong with the Miracle Swinger. This is something that was put on Twitch. I don't support terrorists enough to get away with a one-day ban. So. Ooh, what's this marker? Is that for her dancing troupe? I don't know. Ah! Oh, Jesus. Secondary? I haven't noticed. Squad's crest problem. Okay. What are all these? Different mouse shapes. Okay. There it is. This is the one I always look for. Blip. That's a big old smile. O, A, E, I, O, U. Blush. Sort of fun just coming in here and like doing this stuff. Again. Yeah. Huh. Hey, new. Welcome, Raiders. My name is McGolling. You can just call me Mags. I do stuff in Blender. I play video games. How you doing? Welcome. Breath of Wild. That's how you beat that. Nah. Mr. Cuckoo, hello. Just not on stream. Ah, alright. Thanks for that, Drew. How be, sir? I'd be okay. And hello, Judge. But just messing around, looking at the models from Girls Frontline 2 that they put on the official page. It seems it's just the global ones because it doesn't have some of the ones that have been released in the Chinese server. What doing? Yeah. Oh, I was just explaining it. So this is what a model will usually look like whenever you port it from a game, or you should expect it to look like triangulated. All these tries. And if you're bringing it over into Blender, you can select everything, hit F3, tries the quad. Now break it down to what people are used to seeing. where we're looking at a showcased model. But of course, you'll still get a few tries, and they're still probably connects to that. That's why. D. You can see the hair here. Looks like just no, it's not just a plane, so it is full mesh right there. But I got the undercoat. Looks like let's raid and lurk for now. Alrighty. Thank you again for the raid. Hope you have a good nom nom time or sleep or whatever you're heading towards. Give Wolfie a head pat for me, please. Though she never responded to the DM I sent about how they're putting Springtrap into Dead by Daylight. That meanie. Go back to the shading and get out of edit mode because I forgot to go back to basis so it doesn't keep giving her the eyes, the swirly eyes. I guess I definitely end up clicking on the eyeshadow area. See, I could expect to see this with the eyes, because most of the time the eyes are just a flat plane. So flat surfaces, not that big of a deal, like I said before, having tries in there. But this is like the outer covering. Yeah, double layer. You can barely see the other dot right behind it. That's why remember I was looking at the back here. So this pulled back some, and that is just curved out, looks like. Yeah. Comes back to more of a point than the front does, though. Interesting. So, one thing I don't think I ever went over whenever I was like teaching Coral about the Blender stuffs is when it comes down to the difference between you doing the anime style eyes here, well, the anime model style eyes. So you got the eye socket here. That's obviously there whenever you're actually looking at it like this, and then you get the pupil. So that compared to like a regular eyeball like I have on this model, which you guys can't see anyway. The one issue you have to worry about is whenever you go for shape keys, like I think this one, no, that's the eyebrow movements. Where is a blink? So closing it like that to get like an angy look, not that big of a deal. Most likely it won't clip through the top, but closing it like this, you've got to, you can see how the eyelids are sort of curving up some, well, away from the body some, sort of like it's wrapping around an eyeball. if you don't do that, you end up having a chance that the bottom and the top of the iris could start clipping through. So, with an eyeball though, like an actual sphere being in there, the way you do the shape key for making those is you would select the eyeball itself, put the world cursor, the 3D cursor, which is this, in the middle of the eyeball using Shift S and cursor to selected, and then you would select the top of the eyelids and the bottom eyelids. You switch the pivot point to 3D cursor, and then you could pivot around that way. But there's several ways that you can do this stuff. It's not just doing that way. You do the painstaking way of like moving it vert by vert and then trying to get it perfect that way. There's also rigging it using the armature, where, wow, her eyeball bones go like all the way out, huh? Yeah, interesting that they went this way with this one. Because on like the Centrici, the eye bones were still inside the head, but they were still about the same size. Interesting. And this is also where texturing could come in really helpful right here. I haven't like looked at it immediately or right away before. But yeah, this like modeled out a bit, but without the texturing on, it doesn't look as good. But once you get the texture in there, it looks like there's a shadow there and stuff. And how I would probably do this is, after I got the base shade in for the skin tone, UV unwrap the head, then go in with brush and texture painting, and use like a slightly darker shade to put in these shadows there. But you see, it's like very squarish looking, but the right texturing and knowing what distance the players are going to be looking at the model from, you can get away with a lot of stuff. So it's like my one sort of, I guess, tip to anybody starting out. Even if you think it doesn't look the best, zoom out and figure out, where is the camera going to be in this scene? Am I struggling with this for no reason? I'll have to take a shower. You stay safe now. You as well. Thank you very much for stopping by and enlightening me a bit with some of the information that you passed upon me. It's always neat running into people that new for related to this game. But I do really like how they did a lot of stuff in this. And of course, you gotta have the little bit of a thigh squish for the belt there. And I know exactly how the hell they did this too. They probably selected these here, and these were just part of the leg. And the leg was probably just flat out regular, like how this one was up to the point too. And then you scale these in some, then extrude out. and it would give this lip down here that looks like the top of the sock or whatever, and it gives that squish look. I have the knowledge, I just don't use it much because, well, I don't need it for my model. That was interesting. Alright, so let's see here. Who is alive that I have not rated yet this month? Yeah, getting close to the end of the month already. Doing the wrong thing. Oh, I know who I'll get. Ruffle Mao Gamer 1. Interesting. That's from Kuko, right? Yeah, Kuko. Are they still alive or is Twitch being stupid? Okay. We're going to go and torment Rin Cotton Prince. They are currently playing Crystal of Atlan. They haven't hit affiliate yet, but they have the 63 followers. So, time to be an asshole. There's the raid message for those that wish to copy and pasta that. First one you use if you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you use the second one. You use your own emotes, somebody else's emotes, another global emo, I don't care. Just have fun with it. Be happy, like Taco. So, boop, 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 boop. /raid. Boop. Okay, thank you guys all again for stopping by and hanging out. Yeah, come here, get back to my list. I want to thank Real Sentient Potato, KS Plays, Grundle223, Naruko, The Moderator, Grandoso, Ama, Canoe, Zombies, Yata, Bacon, Bab, Akira, Joe, Annie Banani, Kuko, and just Judge 42 for stopping by. Special shout outs to New Blue and Kazel for the raids tonight. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'll try to stream again here on Friday. Hopefully I don't get stupid and forget to stream, or else just feel lazy. I also want to give shout outs to EXP New Light on YouTube for stopping by as well. Till Friday, hopefully. Bye.